In this session, let us talk about break-even sales. First of all, what is break-even sale? It is a level of sale which has no profit, at the same time no loss also. So it is a level of sale at which only cost is recovered. So earlier the break-even sale, it is better for the business. Now the question, why banks should analyze break-even sale? Why they should study or why they should carry out analysis of break-even sales? It's because if there is going to be delay in achieving break-even sales, it could affect or it would affect interest and principal repayments, and this would eventually affect the bank's business. Okay, so banks should know when break-even point or break-even sales can be achieved by the borrower. If there is going to be a substantial delay, then it is going to affect the repayment. Similarly, out of the total sale, how much percentage of sales constitute break-even sales? That is another analysis which the bank should do. Okay, so let me put it here. Bank should know when break-even point or break-even sales is achieved. Break-even sales would ensure that interest on loans are recovered, because when we say break-even sale, cost is recovered. Cost includes interest also. So if the bank is convinced that this company is able to break even, then bank can be sure of the interest servicing. But the question is, how principals will be repaid? Principals got to be repaid from profits only. So it is the sales after break even sale that would generate profit, and only from that profit principals can be repaid. That's why bankers are very much concerned about break even sales. It is more than break even sales. They are concerned about the sales after the break even sales, because that is only going to contribute to the profit, and that is only going to help the bank to recover the principal what they have lent. Now, how to arrive at break-even sales? Look at this. If you want to arrive at break-even sale, first of all, you should classify expenses into three categories: fixed cost, semi-fixed cost, and variable cost. Fixed cost or fixed expenses are those expenses which have to be incurred, let whatever be the level of production. Whereas semi-fixed expenses are those expenses which will remain fixed up to a certain level, but they'll become variable after they cross a particular level of production. Then we have variable cost. Obvious, it would vary directly in proportion to production. So if you want to arrive at break-even sale, first of all you have to classify the expenses into these three heads. But let us keep it in mind, the break-even sales, even though we are going to classifying, that is the mathematical part, the break-even sale would depend upon the efficiency of the plant assets, how effectively you are going to utilize the asset, turn around the asset, we call it as asset turnover, how efficient the management in its operation, how cost are optimized. Okay, all these factors plays very critical role in break-even sales. Now let's understand this. We know break-even sales is a level of sales at which there is no loss, no profit. So break-even sale is a level of sales at which there is no profit, no loss. It means whatever contribution they have made, it is equal to fixed cost. Okay, whatever contribution they have made. What is contribution? Sales minus variable cost is the contribution. That's basically like a gross profit. But that was exactly equal to fixed cost. So there is no profit, no loss. So at break even sale, contribution will be equal to fixed cost. Now with this understanding, we can derive the formula for break-even sales. Formula is like this: break-even sales is equal to fixed cost multiplied by sales divided by contribution. If you go behind how this formula was derived, see, at break-even sale, contribution is equal to fixed cost, right? So you had some particular level of sale that gave you contribution. That contribution equals fixed cost. There is no profit, no loss. We say that is break-even sales, right? But in reality, your actual sales will be either greater than or less than break-even sales. So at that point, you want to know what level of sale will give contribution that will be equal to fixed cost. That's why we are writing the formula like this: break even sales is equal to fixed cost into sales divided by contribution. I'll be explaining how this formula was derived when we take up case studies. Okay, right. When this break even sales details have to be furnished, obviously when you put up the term loan proposal, but the question is for which period, because you are talking about term loan project, right? Term loan and its related project. So for which year this break even sales computation should be provided? Look at this. Break even sales computation should be provided for first full year of production and the year in which capacity is utilized at the maximum. So break even sales details should be provided for first full year of production and the year at which capacity is utilized at maximum. Okay, right. Now, what do we mean by satisfactory break-even level? See, this actually varies case to case. Okay, so only on case to case basis we can come to conclusion. But based on circumstances, in general, if break-even sales is lower, then it would result in higher profit because break-even sales is the level of sales at which there is no loss or no profit. So any sales beyond break even will give you profits. So if you achieve break even sales at the earlier stages itself, then the sales generated beyond that will generate profit for you. Okay. Now let's look at the sum of the bands. If your break even sale is in the range of 50 to 60%, for example, let me give you a number. Let's say the total sales is 100 million, of which 50 million is a break-even sale. It means if you are achieving a turnover of 50 million, you will not make any profit, you will not suffer loss also. So the turnover beyond 50 million only going to give you profit. It means you have cost that have to be taken care by the sales of 50 million, right? So total turnover is 100 million. The break-even sales is 50 million. So the break-even percentage, what we can say is 50 out of 100, 50%. Okay. So if the break-even sales is within the range of 50 to 60%, then we can say there is low risk. If it is in the range of 61 to 70, medium risk, 71 to 80, high risk, above 80 highest risk, and in some cases above 85 will also be considered. It all would vary bank to bank, okay, depending upon their risk perception. There is also something known as cash break even point, because we are saying at break even level contribution is equal to fixed cost, and that fixed cost includes depreciation, which is a non-cash item. So we can knock off that depreciation and arrive at the break even point. That's what we call as cash break even point, and generally it should be below 50%. So this break even position or break even level should be compared with the industry level or peer level to get an overall idea about the position of the borrower.
Thanks for watching this video and I hope you liked this lecture. If you wish to learn more on the areas related to this topic, check our comprehensive course. I have shared the details and link in the description below. Click, sign up and enroll. I'll see you inside the course.